Homegrown brand Lumio is entering into TV space with an assurance that they are all set to redefine, bring a transformational change in the TV viewing experience. How they are going to make it possible, and a couple of other questions. Joining with me is Raghu Reddy, who is the co-founder Lumio brand. So many thanks for speaking to us.
Thank you.
First question would be, you are entering into TV segment, a highly competitive space, a new brand. How you are planning to make a space for yourself?
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you for asking me this question. I think the biggest thing when we decided to get into this space was that we felt that there is a very strong problem statement that a lot of smart TV users have been facing over the last 7 to 8 years. We realized this after we did a lot of user research. We spoke to 1,000 plus customers. We analyzed a lot of reviews in the e-commerce space, and we realized that people, when they buy their TV, they're happy, but when you ask them after a few months or a few years, you realize that they're actually very unhappy, or they're actually very frustrated because their TV slowed down. And this is something that we heard from a lot of these customers. And we felt that this is a problem that's been showing up over the last few years, but surprisingly there's no solution for this in the market. And that's when I think inspiration struck, and we said, can we build a TV that is not just fast today, but can also stay faster for a much longer time frame.
Okay. So what sort of changes in terms of hardware or software, what sort of upgradation that you have put in, and then you're planning to execute?
No, I think to address this problem, we had to sort of look at take learnings from what's happened in a lot of other different categories. For example, even smartphones. 10 years, 12 years back, smartphones. A lot of users also used to complain about smartphones becoming slow and laggy very quickly. But over a period of time, you saw that smartphones became much better. So we've used a very similar approach. We've done a bunch of changes on the hardware side, and we've married that with the software by optimizing it well enough so that you're able to come out with a experience that's actually usually not seen in the TVs anymore in India right now. If I were to get into a little bit more detail, we put in a flagship grade processor on this TV. I mean, we have two series, which is a Vision 9 and a Vision 7. Across all of these series, we put in a flagship processor. We married that with a 3 GB RAM, which is not just a higher RAM compared to what's available in most TVs, but also a higher quality RAM, which is a DDR4 RAM. And finally, we've also got a much better Wi-Fi adapter, which means that it's able to stream content at much higher bit rate than most of the other TVs are. All of this, we've combined it. We've optimized the Google software to ensure that you get like a really seamless and a snappy experience on the TV.
Being a tech brand, share some details as how this journey started. I mean, the kind of funding that you have received in, where you are currently standing, and do you think so that you will need some more fund investment, some more investment that you are looking to, to sustain in the market?
Sure. So I think it all started with figuring out whether there's an opportunity to build something in this particular space. And I think after we did a lot of the user research work, we were really confident that this is a space that if you're able to build a product that actually addresses this problem in the right manner, we should be able to build like a reasonably large business. So once we had all of these insights, then we sort of course spoke to the investors. We were lucky that a couple of investors, which is Stellaris Venture Partners and 314 Capital, both of these guys trusted us with this idea, so they helped us raise a fairly large seed round of about $4.3 million, and we did that sometime last year, but that is more than enough for us to sort of at least take the initial steps and build this brand into something meaningful over the next 2-3 years.
Okay. Also would like to understand some numbers. Overall, what is the TV segment size as of in India, and also when you are trying to enter in, what sort of manufacturing tie-ups that you have put in place? Is it going to be your own manufacturing ecosystem that you have put in place, or you want to go for a third party? And also in terms of capacity, what current capacity that you have put in place, and going forward, how you want to scale it up?
Sure. I think on the first question, which is sorry, I just lost you there.
Okay. So basically, the TV segment, the overall size.
Sorry. I think on the first question regarding the TV market, it's one of the largest markets in the country. I think every year somewhere between 13 to 14 million units of TVs are getting shipped in the country. In terms of value of the TV market, it's about close to $6 billion USD in value terms. That's how big the TV market is. And within the TV segment, what we've seen is over the last 1 year or so, there's been a clear upgrade trend. You see that a lot many more people are upgrading to bigger screen size TVs. A lot many more people are upgrading to a better resolution TVs. In fact, one stat that I can possibly give you is 4K TVs, which typically start from the 43 inch size and above. Last year, I think the last 9 to 12 months accounted for about 70% of the TVs that were getting sold in the market. So there's a clear trend where people who had TVs are upgrading to bigger and better resolution TVs, and I think that's where we exactly play. I mean, our entire Vision 7 lineup, Lumio Vision 7 and the Vision 9 lineup starts from the 43 inch and goes all the way up to 55 inch, giving customers the right upgrade path, especially when they're actually extremely frustrated with their slow TV experience.
And the price point?
The price points will be, we're yet to announce that. But it will be operating in the mid-premium range between, say, 30,000 to about 65,000 price.
And lastly, the events such as IPL and these sort of cricketing events, how it further pushes the TV penetration amongst the users?
So I think a lot of these events typically drive up demand. I think it varies from time to time, but I think historically most cricket tournaments have always driven up demand by about 10 to 15% or 20% during that particular season. So that's there, but you asked me a question about who are we working with in terms of manufacturing. So we've tied up with Dixon. Dixon is one of the largest manufacturers in the country for TV specifically. So we're working with them, getting our TVs manufactured in their plant in Tirupati. Dixon has a fair amount of capacity, so we've shared our plans with them. I don't see any challenge where they'll not be able to support us. They should be able to support our growth plans going forward.
Great. Man, thanks for speaking to us and wish you all the very best. With camera person Devendra, this is Samir Dixit for 18 Now.